I've been graciously invited by Senator Carol Liu to talk to her about things happening in her district. Thank you so much, Senator.
Thank you very much for joining me today. It's Friday and it's a little humid outside, so it's better in here.
It really is nice, and I kind of want to give my viewers a snapshot in the day of the life, exactly what happens. I really thought you guys were Monday through Friday, and now I understand it's really 7 days a week.
It is 7 days a week, but today is Friday, and this morning we started with a gathering of our police chiefs and county folks and a representative from the supervisor in Antonovich's office to talk about realignment and how it's going.
And how's it going?
Well, I mean, there are concerns from our local chiefs about being able to make sure that nobody falls through the cracks as we have more people coming back into our communities that have committed serious offenses. And so we had a conversation about data sharing, best practices sharing, how to ensure communication is happening between every segment, and we're all sitting at the table together, and how do we generate or revenue support, for what we do and need to do.
That makes a lot of sense because people don't realize exactly how much it does take for all this information to be put out there and all the different ways you do it.
Correct. And every community, every local district or city does it their own way, but the way that the state law works, it's from the state to the local county governments.
Oh, I see.
So in LA County, for instance, I mean, there are multiple municipal jurisdictions. Right. And in my district, the 21st Senate District, we have about a half a dozen local, what we call independent cities that have their own police chiefs, local independent police chiefs that are not necessarily connected directly to the county because the county sheriff takes care of everything else except for the local municipalities.
That's pretty amazing. I was talking to some people and I didn't realize exactly how large your district is.
Yes. This district, well, I represent almost 1 million people, 940,000 people. So it's, and as I say, it's about a half a dozen independent cities in this district. And the biggest cities are my Glendale, Burbank, and Pasadena. Right. Outside of Los Angeles.
But you go also to the West Valley?
I go out to Tampa Avenue, past the 405, and to the end of Pasadena.
Wow, that's cool.
And then 25% of my district is also Los Angeles.
Oh, really?
The city of Los Angeles, but it's neighborhoods. It's neighborhoods like Toluca Lake, and and over to Eagle Rock, down to Highland Park, Chinatown.
Wow.
Really?
I had no idea.
Yeah, San Gabriel, little city of San Gabriel, and the little city of Temple City.
Well, thank goodness that we don't have the issue of like San Bernardino right now, or Bell, or.
No, we always have to be vigilant about all that occurs with our local governments.
Now, what's nice is I've talked to some folks outside and in the various cities, and I know that what's really special about you is you actually do one-on-one FaceTime with constituents.
Don't we all?
No.
Well, yes, I do, and it's really important to get the ear of what's going on the ground and what is a concern to people and how the state can best interact and try to make lives better. I mean, that's my role, is trying to, kind of coordinate all of and facilitate the services the state has to offer with the needs of people.
What's nice is the last time we saw each other was at the Memorial Day celebration in Burbank.
Right. Yes.
And that was quite a poignant and lovely ceremony.
It was, and all of our communities are very special in how they do that, and Burbank is very special. They do a terrific job honoring our military folks.
And speaking of veterans, aren't you involved with something else?
Well, we are, because of the downsizing and our, getting out of Iraq and Afghanistan, we're going to see a lot more veterans coming home. And what do they expect? They have interrupted their lives to give of their service for us. And getting back into, quote, normal communities may be a little stressful for some who have suffered, who've experienced other kinds of very stressful situations. And so we are taking a look at veterans in terms of not only the education but workforce development and trying to help people get back into the normalcy of life here in California.
You know, moving to another subject, how heavily involved are you with like the women's community, women's networking and businesses?
Well, we do, actually, thank you for asking. We're having a Women in Business lunch coming up in August, and it's our annual lunch where we honor women in business. And so I partner with I'm situated with two assembly folks, Assemblymember Portantino and Assemblymember Gatto, and together we organize to recognize our women in business.
And when in August will it be?
I don't remember the 17th of August.
And where at?
And where at? It's Pasadena at the Hilton Hotel.
Okay, so if people want to get involved, they can jump on the website and they can see what's happening to get tickets?
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going to honor some wonderful women in business, but the business could be nonprofit, from government. It's small business. It's women in science. It's just honoring, recognizing outstanding women in our community.
You know, that's such a wonderful thing because in today's economic times, even if you have to cut back with dollars, we all need praise.
Absolutely. We all need a little pat in the back. That's right. Yeah, it's great.
So you've been, you're here in Glendale, you're situated, and your offices, but you're everywhere.
Yes, it's very diverse. It is a challenge sometimes to meet the needs of all of our community members, but that's our role. That's why I signed up to do this, and we do the best we can, and we're always open to more suggestions on how we can improve.
And that's pretty wonderful. And, not to be, because there is no typical day. Well,
No.
what does a day consist of?
Usually it consists of constituent meetings or my going out to other meetings to see what the issues are and problems that people have in our communities, trying to better fit what local government does with state government, whether or not it's city government or county government, trying to explain what we do. I mean, we just passed a budget. Lots of people are curious as to, well, what does that mean? What did you exactly do? You made all these terrible cuts. How does it affect me? These kinds of questions that we're concerned about. And as I said this morning, we had our local police chiefs gather here together to talk about, almost a year ago, about realignment, about our public safety and the keeping folks more local, trying to do more rehabilitation rather than just locking people up. Because, actually 95% of the folks that we have who have committed crimes come back in our communities.
Right.
And so if they don't come back with skills or change of behavior or other kinds of things, then we recidivate. And we're trying to cut that down, make people, it's all about all of us working together, trying to create a community.
It's very precarious because, it's such a fine line because, you've got the folks out there that are thinking, you're letting these guys off the street, back on the streets, and you're trying to protect everybody's rights.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's all about, for me, all about early investment.
Right.
It's all about making sure that our communities are the best that they can be, that people have an opportunity to thrive in our communities, and not everybody stays on the same train.
Right.
But our society is big and generous, and together, I think we can ensure that most people stay on that train, and that we save a little space for the folks who are really having issues with
Right.
it.
Speaking of train, I was told that you're going to be traveling soon, and
Yes. Oh, yes. We're taking a bus tour. We're taking a bus tour in California because I'm concerned because of the economic turndown and the state's inability to maintain the kinds of services, social services that we have had in the past, that because of the cuts we've had to make, that we're going to take a little bus tour from Los Angeles into Fresno, into Oakland, into Sacramento, taking a look at the issues of our seniors who have dropped through the cracks, our young people who are homeless, who find themselves homeless, and we're taking, quote, a poverty tour of the state of California, and we're trying to look at what how the nonprofits and government and other special interest groups, lots of church groups, et cetera, work together to try to create a safety net for people and see how we can better knit this group together to make sure that folks are able to manage. I mean, we hear more and more about families living out of their cars, and we know that the the stress on people,
Right.
the mental health issues people find themselves into, it is worrisome for all of us, because those of us who make a contribution to pay for social services have to be concerned about those without, and because we're all together.
We're supposed to be.
We're supposed to be, and that's how I see it.
Well, it's been incredible to talk to you. Give the folks just a piece of what you do. I mean, it's just, is there anything in particular you'd like to tell the folks to check out, or whether it be the website or
Yeah,
events?
well, I mean, I hope, I haven't seen it lately, but I hope that people do check out my website, because it is very interactive, and we try to let you know what is going on, not only in Sacramento, but in the district too. And if you have any questions or problems, please, our office is open, and we want to hear from you.
Thank you so much for your time, Senator. It's obvious you're one of the hardest working ladies around.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's great. I love this job.
Thank you.
Thank you.